Thank you very much. I want to congratulate the governor and my fellow legislative leaders. This was a piece of cake. I wish I could actually say that it was. It's really amazing when you think about the fact that since January, we have been called upon to resolve a $60 billion deficit. And even though it has been difficult and it has been arduous, and we know that it's been especially difficult for the people of California, who we represent, that they can feel good about the fact that we got through another difficult chapter in the most difficult time in California history. And this is a sober time because there isn't a whole lot of good news in this budget. We have cut. And we have cut in many areas that matter to real people. But I think we have done so responsibly. As the speaker said, we have stood for education and we've protected the most vulnerable. And to do that without raising any new taxes, I must say that I am proud of not only the legislative leaders but our caucuses and the legislature for hanging in there and for sticking with it to get to this point where we've almost gotten the job done. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for your great leadership and for, again, an incredible partnership. Without such a partnership, I'm not sure we would have gotten through this intact, frankly. But I'm reminded of what I was taught growing up. Never, ever give up. Never, ever give up on California, and never, ever give up on what really matters to the quality of life in California, and that is good public schools, the ability to care for people who most need help, transportation, and so many other public investments that matter so much. I want to put this into a little bit of context for a moment because I think we were faced with seemingly conflicting but necessary objectives here. On the one hand, since January 1st, as I said downstairs, we have faced now a cumulative $60 billion deficit. And we had and have a responsibility to balance the budget. And at the same time, we had and have a responsibility to stand up for California's children, to stand up for California families, to stand up for California seniors. And behind every number that we argued about over the last several months is in fact a child, a family, and a senior. And the decisions matter. We said it a number of times that our differences with the governor and the Republicans to some degree were a matter of degree, but degrees matter. And that's what we fought about. And so, given our responsibility to balance a budget, and given the fact that, frankly, under California's system of governance, we have one hand tied behind our back. You can't really have a discussion about raising revenue. So it was, how do you cut $15+ billion on top of multi-billion-dollar cuts over the last year, over $30 billion in total, and at the same time maintain essential public services for people. And I am proud of the fact that in the worst economic crisis in California's history, that we held together California's safety net, and we ensured a decent level of funding for public education and a full repayment of that which we have had to cut. Not bad for a $60 billion problem. We are sober about this because we also recognize that there's a lot of pain here, that we made cuts throughout health and human services. We made cuts throughout education. We're making cuts to local government. And there's going to have to be a lot of adjustment here. And frankly, we may not be done yet. We pray, and we will work for better economic news sooner rather than later. But this experience, more than anything else, I think is a call for changing what we know is broken about California's system of public finance. And now that we have this behind us, let us focus the remainder of the session and the remainder of the two-year session on taking reform seriously and trying to push as much through in the months of August and next year as we possibly can. Thank you.
Thank you.